without my cane. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel once again, Live Beyond Vision. My name is Diego. Man, I would wish that my cane would do that whenever I would forget it. But first and foremost, shout out to my friend Judah, who's been the mastermind behind all my intros, and particularly this one, which I think is very awesome. And bonus thing, if you guys stay till the end, I'll have some bloopers for you guys as we were working through this intro. So stay tuned. For those of my viewers who are blind or vision impaired and don't know what's going on the screen, I'll explain to you guys real quick. Basically, in my intro, it's me walking out of my house, and then I realize, oh shit, I forgot my cane. So then I turn around and I extend my hand and I'm like, cane. And then it goes to my room, right? The next shot is in my room where my cane's at. And when you hear the little transformer sound, that's my cane like collapsing. And so basically like collapsing on its own, and then you hear the little plane sound, that's like the cane flying like through my house all the way out the door when it gets to my hand, and then I'm able to walk away, right? That's why I say, you know, I really wish my cane would do that whenever I would forget it, because it happens so many times. So as I mentioned, I do really forget my cane a lot of times, and people might say, well, how do you forget your cane if you're blind? Well, I don't use it in my house, and I do have some vision, right? So, you know, I know my way around in my house, even in my block. I know a lot of places I could just walk without my cane, right? But I don't, because there's other dangers that come about, right? But anyways, it would mostly happen a lot to me in college, because I would, you know, in my apartment, I wouldn't use it. So I would sometimes take out the garbage. I wouldn't use my cane because it would be like in the parking lot right behind my apartment complex. So it wasn't like a big distance and I could still manage to get to it. Funny thing, one day it was snowing and there was a big pile of snow because they had shoveled it. I didn't see it. It was at night and I ended up like running into the snow, and I fell on top of the snow with the garbage and everything. Oh my god, that was really embarrassing. There was actually some people there, like I guess walking into the complex. They're like, "Are you okay?" Like I guess they thought I was drunk, you know, college students. They didn't know I couldn't see. So then I was like, yeah, and I got to the garbage can, threw away the garbage, and like, you know, try to not trip over the pile of snow on the way back. But yeah, that happened to me, and many other stories. But like I said, it would happen from time to time where I would like walk out of my apartment without my cane, and then I would realize, oh shit, I gotta go back for it, you know, and I would have to walk back, you know, and I hated it because sometimes I would be late to class, or I mean not late, but I knew exactly what time to leave, so I would get there like right on time, and so I would have to like run back, get my cane, and kind of like run to where the place I was supposed to be walking at a normal pace at. So that would happen to me a lot. But anyways, as I mentioned in my other video, after I fell into the hole, I began to have a little bit more fun, right? Whereas before, I would hate when people would stare at me, and I would like get frustrated because of that or things like that. What I began to do things was like, I began to have a little bit more fun with things, right? So whenever I was like walking at the mall or walking in the street and I would like see that somebody was kind of like staring at me, I would try and like stare into their eyes, like find where they were at, and then I like glare into their eyes, like not a mean mug, but just kind of like, you know, pretend like it, well, no, not pretend, because I was actually trying to find them, right? So I would look into them, and then I would just smile and keep walking, right? And it would make them feel uncomfortable because they'll like turn around right away, and they'll probably be thinking like, wait, can he see? Can he not see? Like, why was he like trying to stare at me, right? So, you know, in my head, I'd just be cracking up, and I'd just keep walking, right? Another thing that would happen was when I would be walking in crowded places, like people would like, you know, move out of my way, right? So for example, when I'm at the mall and there's like a big crowd, usually people move to the sides. Even if it's like a group of 3 or 4, like they move to the side and I walk straight through the middle, right? And sometimes when I'm with my friends, they walk with me through the middle as well. So sometimes they benefit from like my disability. I don't know. Or I guess like my privilege of like, move out of my way, guys. No? And so I would joke around some stuff like, be like, you know, I'm like Moses, you know, I'll be parting the crowds, you know, well, Moses parted the sea, right? But anyways, that would happen a lot. One of the funniest things that would happen too is like, for example, in college, when the bars would like close down and kick people out like around 2 a.m., I'll be walking with my cane, and you know, all these drunk people would try to be like jump over like my cane. And there was this one time I remember where like this drunk girl, she was like, I guess she saw my cane and she's like, move out of his way, he's blind, get out of his way. But she was the only one in my way. Like she was the one right in front of me telling people to move out of my way. And I was like, excuse me? So, a lot of things would happen and I would just have fun with it because, like, sometimes people would just trip and, like, bust their shit. And I'm like, well, it's not my problem. Like, I need to get through. And also, I didn't see them, right? So, like, but I would have fun that way. Although, I am a very, like, nice person and I don't like, hitting people with my cane. I'm not that mean, I guess. I mean, I shouldn't say mean blind person because, I mean, I don't know. But there might be some out there. I don't know. But I'm not that person who would be like, like, move it out of my way and, like, hit people with my cane. No, of course not. No. I actually, since I still have some vision, and even before, I would try and, like, move my cane out of the way. Like, if I saw somebody, like, kind of near me and I was going to hit them, I would just, like, not swing my cane that way and just kind of keep walking, right? But my friends and my cousin and my sister, they will tell me, like, no, Diego, you gotta keep on moving your cane the way you are because, they're the ones who can see and they're the ones who are supposed to move out of your way. And I'll be like, but I feel kind of bad hitting people, And they're like, no, that's not your problem, Diego, that's their problem because they gotta move out of the way, right? And so little by little, I would begin to kind of, like, do it and, like, let people move out of their way. Because it did become frustrating as I guess, used them more, where, like, I hated when people would, A, start whistling when they were in front of me, B, like, clear their throats when they're in front of me, like, trying to make noise, or I don't know what I said. Did I say A, B? I don't know. Or they would also, like, begin to, like, drag their feet, so I could hear their feet, like, dragging on the floor. Like, they wouldn't tell me, like, on your left, on your right. They wouldn't tell me, like, where they were at. They would just, like, make a noise, right? They would, like, frustrate me because I'm like, okay, you're walking straight in front of me. I'm going to crash into you. You can see me. You should move out of the way because, A, like, you are able to see what's around you, right? So, like, if, he wants to move, he has to move to my right. If he's coming straight at me, he can move to the right and just keep on going, right? Well, as myself, I only really know what's around me by, like, what my cane is touching, right? So if I have an idea of, like, where the street is, I know that if I walk to my left, I might walk down into the street, and I do not want to do that. Or, I don't know if there's a tree on my left, or there could be something on my left, and if I move to my left, I might hit something, right? And if I move to my right, there might be people there, and, I might bump into them too. So instead of trying to make me move, the person in front of me has to move, right? And so that's when I started realizing, like, I should use my cane more because, not only am I helping myself, but I'm helping, like, any other individual that's blind in the future that this person's going to bump into because, maybe I can see them a little bit or whatnot and I can move out of their way. But if another person who's either totally blind or has a worse eye perception, or myself in the future, right, when I lose more vision, is in front of that person, they're going to be like, last time the other person moved out of the way, maybe he'll do it again, And no. So if you're a sighted person watching this video, please move out of our way. If you see somebody who's blind who's walking in front of you, move out of their way because, it's just easier for you, right? I wouldn't hit people too hard. Like, if I did see them, I would kind of, like, give them a little, like, tap so they would know that, like, oh, I didn't see you, even though I kind of did. I guess the best one for me are kind of like, I did feel really bad when this happened, but when I was in college, I want to say maybe it was, like, during grad school, there was this one day where I was kind of running a little late to class and I was walking kind of fast. But, I was walking with my cane and there was this dude who was walking, towards me. And I honestly didn't really see him. Like, I saw him kind of walking towards me, but I thought he was going to move. But he didn't end up moving until it was too late. And so he, like, bumped into my shoulder. Well, I guess I bumped into him. No, he bumped into me. And so I ended up knocking his phone down. It turned out, I'm assuming he was looking down at his screen, and when I came into his, like, I guess peripheral vision as he was looking down, it was too late and he couldn't, like, really move to the side, and I bumped into his hand where he had his phone, and his phone fell and it cracked, right? I only assumed it cracked because as I was walking away, when I heard something fall, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, and then I kept walking, and then I could hear him go, like, fuck my phone, like, I could only assume it broke, but that should be a lesson that you should not be walking, looking at your phone. You should be aware of what's in your surroundings because you never know when a blind guy might come upon you and break your phone. Now, one other quick piece of advice for people who either have a friend or have somebody who, uses a cane, or for yourself, if you're, starting to use a cane or whatnot, have the person who's walking with you on the opposite side of the hand that you're using the cane, So for example, I use my cane with my right. You know, usually my friends should walk on my left, because some of them learned the hard way that there's times where, or many times rather, that my cane gets stuck in a crack, and then that makes my hand kind of like pull back like this. And so I ended up like either hitting my shoulder. This is not my shoulder. I end up hitting them with my elbow. Like I hit them when they're like in their rib cage with my elbow. And it has happened to myself sometimes where like I'm being clumsy and I don't use the cane, you know, I don't use the cane in front of me the way it's supposed to. And it like gets stuck in a crack and I stab myself in the stomach, right? And I kid you not, that hurts a lot. So just to conclude, my advice to anybody who is struggling with using the cane or going through vision loss and realize, you know what, they have to use a cane, or, you know, whatever reason there is that you are in the need of using a cane, I would say, you know, you're not going to get used to it if you don't use it, right? So you need to start using it, and it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a week, in a month, in a year that you're going to feel comfortable with it. It's going to take time, right? But you need to start using it. And my best advice would be try and use it around, you know, your family, people you actually feel comfortable with, maybe your closest friends. Have them, you know, go on a walk with you, that to the point where you feel comfortable. There was a few times where I would go on a walk with my best friends and I would take it out, or we were at the park and I would take it out for a little bit. We were at the mall and I would just use it for a little bit, and then I would put it away, you know, just little by little, you know, get used to it little by little. As I shared in one of my other videos, like it did not take me a year or two to get comfortable with my cane. It took me quite some time. I did not actually begin to use my cane fully until around my junior year in college, and that was around 2014. So imagine that. I had my cane beginning in 2009, did not start really using it like almost maybe 80% of the time until 2014. And even at that, I wasn't fully comfortable with it. It was more that I was losing more vision, and it was both things. You know, I had to use it more because my vision was decreasing much more. But also, you know, I knew I needed to get used to it. And so, you know, just try and use it here and there, little by little, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get comfortable with it. That's just my advice. And, you know, again, I understand those feelings of anxiety, those feelings of shame perhaps, or embarrassment. You know, I'm here to say, you know, those are valid feelings, right? But if you never use your cane and if you avoid it a lot, it's never gonna feel comfortable to use. So that's the video I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys would like to share anything with me, please leave it in the comments below and I would gladly respond to you guys. Thank you again for watching the video, and I leave you guys here with some bloopers. Till next time. Oh, it's not gonna do it by itself.
Oh.
Didn't blink.